are the opportunities for me as a startup? And what am I missing? What am I not looking out for? What should I be doing that I'm not doing? What is happening in the minds of corporate decision makers? When I get in front of them and I'm saying I'm writing or pitching a proposal, what's going on? Are they even considering me as soon as I walk through the door? Or am I already discarded before I even start? What is going on? And who better to share that than our own corporate Bansula, Octavius, who makes decisions on some of the entrants that come through the SAB Kickstart program. That's how we've decided to touch on this and kind of focus more on it and see what is it that we need to be tapping into that we're not doing. So as the conversation goes on, as he shares a bit of some of the insights that go on, share the conversation on Twitter, follow him. His Twitter handle is @Muhlaboloko. It's in your programs. So if you go on the page that you left with, that you've kept, you will see a Twitter handle there. Follow him because he normally shares a lot of great insights. Follow at the Hookup Dinner as well. Follow the Twitter hashtag #Bloem and share the conversation. Let's make sure that other people get to know that conversations about entrepreneurship are going on and there's young people that are serious about progress and moving forward. Chief, the stage is yours.
On the pages that came tonight. Some of the things that also we've got a problem with when we're sitting on the other side is you've got to be solving your problem, guys, right? You've got to be solving, and it may sound very easy, right? But as I dissect it, a lot of guys struggle to identify or even convince me what problem are they exactly solving. And when you're solving the problem, it doesn't matter the size of the problem, by the way, right? It's whether you're solving a problem or not, it's not defined by the quantity and the delta of the problem. So the problem could be so small, but it could still be solving a problem. And the problem could be so big, it could still be solving a problem. Does that make sense? Right? But you've got to be clear yourself what problem you're solving. That's the first thing. Second thing, now the problem that you are solving, or you're saying you're solving, right? There already exist alternatives to those problems. Does that make sense? Let me put an example. So somebody could say, look, there's a problem about convenience of using PCs and connections and all these kind of other things. And therefore I want to create a tablet where people can move around and whatnot. So that's iPad, maybe iPhone, or Apple is saying all those things, right? But already people are living while that problem is existing, right? So people are able to find alternatives, even if the problem of not having the convenience of using your PC is there. Does that make sense? Right? It's all like intricate considerations that come with with you proposing how you want to deal with us as investors, or us as clients, or us as partners. Right? Now, what is also key is, as you say that, now I'm asking you, how do you then want to solve this problem that already has alternatives? So you've got a problem that you're saying you're solving. So last week here I was sitting through the SAB Kickstart interviews for 2 days, on Thursday and Friday. All right, and the guys come like, yeah, for a mobile car wash. Okay, so what problems are we solving? Like, no, we take car wash to the people. Like, but people are still washing their cars. Even if you don't do what you do, they find a way to wash their cars. So what are we solving? It's like, nah, but we take the services to them. Like, yeah, but people still wash their damn freaking cars. So what is the solution? Right? Hey, the guy doesn't come to the party. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, Chief, look, the way that I'm expecting you to solve this problem, right, it's going to be in such a way that considers the reality right now. It takes the fact that people are more confident, or are more comfortable to take their cars on a normal Saturday and have their bride there and whatnot. So you see, that's the normal way people live. So now you're bringing something that is disruptive to how they live, right? So now, what are you saying? But I'm saying to you guys, you've got to bear that in mind. It's got to come out very, very strong. But providing a solution to this problem that already has, alternatives is not enough, right? It's not enough because you've got to understand what then is your unique selling proposition. And I know I always want to pull my little afro out when people can't define in a single sentence. I do not want a thesis, no. I don't want a report, I don't want a research. I just want you in one sentence. What is that unique selling proposition? What is that single clear message that is so compelling, that the person on the other side sees value and worth in spending their money, either to buy your service or to invest in your service? Does that make sense? Right? Now, a lot of people don't know. You know why they don't know? Because they haven't invested time to find out what exactly is unique about their services. Or maybe they conveniently don't want to even know. I'll die when you're asking difficult questions. No, it's fine. It's fine. You're asking difficult questions. I'm not gonna do those things. Look, I'm just doing media and communications. It's media events. That's what I'm doing. What's unique? What's unique? People can't. And I'm telling you right now, guys. What you guys have got to bear in mind is we've benchmarked ourselves with the world out there, with what other young people are doing in Bogota, in Colombia, in Buenos Aires, in Argentina, in Rio de Janeiro, in Brazil, everywhere else across the country. So you guys are no different to the young people elsewhere in the world. So you guys are not going to get special treatment. No, you're not. That's the reality. The fact that you're from Mangaung or Botshabelo does not mean you're going to get a kids' glove treatment. No, it doesn't. I want you guys to keep that in mind, right? Because you see, once you then factor that in, you're beginning to then push and be as aggressive as you can and stretch your mind. But I know sometimes you do not have the skill, the ways, and the knowledge to do and make sure that we can compete with the other guys. Right? Now, a unique selling proposition, somebody says, but look, you're asking too much here. Because again, look, really, this is just in events, it's a PR company, so what do you expect? What's new here? Right? And I'm saying, do a little exercise. And I've challenged a lot of guys who've done this in different places. Look, it was in 2014, huh? 2014. So let's imagine life in 2064. It starts with the imagination, by the way, right? So for you to be innovative, you don't have to go to school for 15 years and be a professor of something. So in 2014, think about 2016. So what is life in 2064? So life in the next 50 years is as follows. People are living like this, people are doing this, people are doing that, people are doing that. Cool. Come back. 2014. Now the gap, how do we fill the gap? What do we need to do? What are some of the things that we can come up with? Right? And that's how you spark ideas. They're like, hey, in PR, where is life in PR in 2064? People are talking about, somebody's talking about digital marketing here. If you look at Bloemfontein, you compare it with New York. So New York has got a lot of digital billboards on skyscrapers, Times Square and all the other places. Do we see Bloemfontein like that in the next 50 years? No, yes, I'm not too sure. But that's an exercise that you're able to come back and say, okay, fine, maybe I can invest in coming up with ideas. One example I like making is in construction, right? People come and say, look, I'm a quantity surveyor, we make roads, we do this. I'm like, so what is the innovation here? They're like, but chief, it's a road. I got innovation and so on, it's a road. So we're going to build tar road straight, and then we go to Joburg. But what do you mean? Yeah, but you're being unfair. It's a road. At the end of the day, we're going to put mortar, concrete, and then we build it straight to go forward. I'm like, okay, cool, it's fine. Another one comes in and says, okay, I'm in chicken farming. Okay, cool. So what's the innovation? It's a white chicken. So 6 weeks, we do the 6 weeks thing, sell it, 50 rand, life goes on. The simple thing, it's a machine. I'm like, no, hang on. Let me give you an example. So you're talking about construction. So I'm sitting on the other table and I was thinking, there's like 56 of you guys I saw in the past 2 weeks. You're talking about construction. None of you are talking about anything that is innovative. So let me give you an idea, right? So I dive through Joburg, right? I dive on N1, go into a crash hour. It's like 4:07. It's like plenty of roads plenty of cars on the road, right? It's going north towards Joburg, so from Pretoria to Joburg. Traffic, shit. Okay, so we chill. I'm like, okay, where are those goddamn bloody quantity surveyors? Because this goddamn bloody quantity surveyors, you know what they could have done? They could have had a digital road. A road that monitors, that actually, guys, so I'm going to take the 4-lane going to Joburg, right? And then there's a barricade. And there's 4 lanes going to Pretoria, right? I'm thinking, but these bloody quantity surveyors are useless. Because we are all stuck here. The bloody other lanes are empty. So they could have come up with a digital road that monitors that, hang on, there's traffic here, guys. Let's open 7 lanes and then close and have only 1 lane going to Pretoria because no one is going to Pretoria. So they have 7 lanes. And then we fly. And then go to Joburg. When you come back the next, in the afternoon, the road says, hang on, there's too much traffic going to Pretoria. So let's close the other lanes and put only 1 lane going to Joburg because nobody's doing Joburg. Does that make sense? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, but what can somebody think about that? I'm like, hey, why must we struggle like this when you guys are like, quality to be laugh back? You know? Do you know what I mean? But I'm saying it's, and a lot of guys, a lot of our guys, a lot of young black entrepreneurs are scared. Yes. And I must say this, because I've seen plenty of them. They are scared to take the bold step. Because somebody's immediately thinking, yo, such a road. How much is that going to be? I'm like, who cares? Come up with that idea. Somebody who's got billions. Somebody bought a buffalo for like bloody goddamn 1 million or so, 2 million. I'm sure somebody can find somebody to build a bloody road for 500 million. But you see what I'm talking about? Yeah. So I think for me, that's key. And why can't we do it as young blacks, entrepreneurs, especially from Bloemfontein? So that's the innovation. We'll have time for questions. So that's the unique selling proposition that you've got to be able to identify. In any business, I don't care what it is. You can't tell me, no, hi Mona, this is PR, there's no other innovation that can happen. I mean, no. Then lock yourself in a bloody shack for like over a weekend and make sure you come out there with innovative idea. If it means. That's the most frustrating thing, that somebody who's sitting on the other side and deciding on whether to fund you and develop you and train you and support you and grow you and take you to Japan. Because when you get to Japan, they are not going to bloody play with you. You're going to get a young man who just came up, who left school, right? Got from 1, or not grade 8. I'm revealing my age there. He left school, got grade 8. But this guy is making like these amazing machines. When you're getting there, with your degree and working experience from SAP, you're thinking you've got